Weekend number 6 of conference play is officially in the books. Weekend number 7 just around the corner. These are my latest SEC baseball power rankings entering weekend number 7 of conference play. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. And as always, we're powered by our friends over at FANDUEL. Visit FANDUEL.com/SECU to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FANDUEL.com/SECU to get $200 in bonus bets today. Another electric weekend of SEC baseball is officially in the books, and weekend number 7 is upon us. But before we get there, these are my latest SEC baseball power rankings as the 2025 season continues, as we pull up each of my selections. And we will start at number 16. No surprise here yet again. The Missouri Tigers hold down the spot in the cellar. Guys, we're officially on 0-30 watch when it comes to the Mizzou. They are now 0-18 on the season, get run ruled in all 3 games against Oklahoma, and oh, by the way, get run ruled by Missouri State. Yes, Missouri State in the midweek. I mean, this is a historically bad SEC baseball team. You know, I pitched earlier in the season the over-under 3.5. They hit that. Guys, I don't know that they win a conference game. And if they do, I don't know who it could come against. Because, again, they're not just losing, they are getting crushed. So, Missouri in the 16 spot, no surprise, 0-30 watch is officially on. Guys, at number 15, I've got the South Carolina Gamecocks. You're going to notice South Carolina does not move here after taking down Ole Miss. And let me just say this. These were probably the hardest power rankings to date because you had a lot of the bottom half beating up on the top half. But here's the thing. You can't just completely flip the two, right? We all know one weekend in baseball doesn't mean you're great or you're terrible. So with South Carolina, yes, it was a successful weekend. Yes, you take 2 of 3 on the home field. I still don't think this is a very good team. Like, I don't think, Ole Miss gets the run rule victory in Game 3. Again, give credit to South Carolina. Jake McCoy was fantastic in Game 2. Brandon Stone in Game 1, the 86-pitch complete game, he was phenomenal. I still don't think this South Carolina team is very good. Obviously, they are not going to be a postseason team, and I just did not feel comfortable having them jump a couple spots up just because of one series win. Now, you go out this weekend, you do it again, you make it back-to-back series dubs, then we can have a conversation. For right now, I'm keeping the Gamecocks at number 15. Number 14, guys, I've got Mississippi State dropping 2 of 3 on the home field to the Florida Gators. They do avoid the sweep in Game 3, obviously getting the big win there. Chris Lemonis' seat just continues to heat up. I think this is a team right now, realistically, probably going to be on the outside looking in terms of postseason play. Again, we've got 3 more big SEC weekends. We've got the SEC tournament. Mississippi State, they've got some real dudes in the starting rotation. Bullpen's pretty good. Holes in their lineup, and the pieces just have not come together. So State, that was a huge series for them at the dude, at home, not able to take advantage of it. I think that might be the one that you look at and say, hey, that's probably the one that kept them out of the postseason. Needed to take 2 of 3 to keep postseason hopes alive. On the other side, the team that won that series at number 13 in my rankings, the Florida Gators. Give Florida credit. They have heated up of late, and all of a sudden the postseason projections are coming out, and you see Kevin O'Sullivan's club, Florida's name popping up in some of those postseason projections. Their big thing's the pitching staff. I mean, talking to them down there, guys, they're swinging the heck out of it. They're swinging as good as they have all season, but the pitching staff, the way they're having to continue to put guys in different spots, obviously Liam Peterson, him returning Game 1's huge, but you're asking a true freshman, Aiden King, to go Game 2. And then Game 3, I mean, they had McNeely starting Game 3. He got roughed up. They're using Jake Clemente in the back end of the bullpen now. Pierce Capala's been out for quite some time. What do you get out of Alex Philpott? He hasn't been dependable. You thought he was going to be your closer. A guy like Billy Barlow's been up and down. So if they can figure out the pitching side, they got a massive series upcoming this weekend against Arkansas. If they can figure out the pitching side, I think they've got enough hitting to continue to stay hot, make a run towards the end of the season. and potentially squeak their way yet again in the postseason, but got to get the pitching figured out. Number 12, guys, I've got the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I know I've gotten some feedback from Bama folks. This feels a little bit low. I think this is where Bama probably always belongs, sort of middle of the pack, if you will. They've got their own pitching issues, right? Drop 2 of 3 in Baton Rouge. And I'll say this, that's not like an unforgivable sin or anything. It's a really tough place to play. But when you look at that series, and if you're a Bama fan, you really feel like you let one get away. I mean, they had LSU on the ropes all throughout that weekend, and LSU somehow, some way finds a way to take 2 of 3. Alabama's another one, though. Got to get the pitching squared away. Are we going with Tyler Fay in game 1? Are we moving Riley Quick up? What are we doing with Zane Adams? Because they don't have enough depth as some others to withstand having uncertainty in the starting rotation. So how Rob Vaughn manages that, going to be really, really interesting. I still like the lineup, obviously. I think they are deep. Justin LeBron's got to get going, though, was not good enough in that LSU series. They held him in check. Bama's a good middle-of-the-pack team in the SEC. They really are. But I think earlier in the year, and give them credit, they were hot. But we overrated Bama significantly. I think this is more where they belong, kind of right in that middle of the pack with some of these others. Guys, at number 11, I got the Kentucky Wildcats. This is one of the bigger movers for me. Kentucky taking 2 of 3 at Tennessee. How about the performances from Nick McKay and Ben Cleaver? Listen, Kentucky doesn't have as much talent as a lot of clubs in the SEC, but they are gritty, they are hard-nosed, and they are not a fun team to play. They put pressure on you. They do things that make you uncomfortable. I mean, flat out bottom line. They do things that make you uncomfortable. They play a style that really nobody else plays. And I give Nick Mingione a lot of credit. I think he is underrated, one of the best coaches in the SEC for taking what he has and what he's able to get out of that program. All of a sudden, Kentucky certainly looking in prime position to be a 2 seed in a regional somewhere. And that was a huge series win at Tennessee, especially after you lose game 1. You get in a hole 0-1, win the next 2 games, shut down that Tennessee lineup. Huge series victory. You know, I've been toiling for months or weeks, I should say, with Kentucky about, like, what are they? Like, they're not a great team. They're not bad. Again, they're just another really, really good middle-of-the-pack SEC team. And that's a team that can do damage. If you get in the right regional, that's absolutely a team that can do some damage. Guys, at number 10, I've got the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss, again, dropping 2 of 3 at South Carolina. The big key for them, I think, is in game 2. What does Riley Maddox give you? He's been very up and down, very inconsistent. You feel pretty good that Hunter Elliott's going to give you a good start, although he gets outdueled, obviously, by Brandon Stone in game 1. Still high on Ole Miss, still feel good about Ole Miss. You know, you saw what can happen on the road in the SEC. They do bounce back the right way in game 3, like I said, and win that game. They also beat Mississippi State in the midweek for the Governor's Cup. Really huge win, big walk-off winner. Will Furness gets the job done for the Rebels. But Ole Miss, yet again, another really solid middle-of-the-pack SEC team. They need Riley Maddox to be better in game 2. That's a big key for them. Guys, at number 9, I've got the Auburn Tigers. Auburn's another one. Coming off the series sweep, getting swept at Texas in Austin. Here's my thing with that. Everybody's been losing to Texas. I mean, Texas right now is a buzzsaw. They're the number 1 team in the country. Spoiler, number 1 team in these power rankings, obviously. Well-deserved. Still like this Auburn club. Ike Irish had a huge weekend. You know, Cooper McMurray was solid. You know, just a tough series overall in Austin. My opinion of Auburn doesn't change a ton. Still a team that I think can host a regional. I think right there in that conversation, sitting at 500 in conference play. Just tough right now to go to Austin and win. So the Auburn Tigers coming in at 9. Not a lot of movement for me from last week to this week with them. I think still a really good club, but definitely got humbled on the road at Dish Fault. Guys, before we go any further, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Melon Hats. You have seen me rock these on the air, and if you're watching on YouTube, you see we've got the Melon Hats obviously in the studio. Guys, as you know, I am a huge hat guy. I rock a hat essentially almost every single show. It's a rarity that I don't. I love my hats. I mean, I am a hat junkie. Some people are sneakerheads. I am a hat guy. These Melon hats are some of the most comfortable hats that I have ever worn. If you are looking for a new hat, you're looking for a lid this summer, you're looking for a lid this year, look no further than our friends at Melon, guys. And I've never seen this before. They've got hats for cool weather and for warm weather. They've got the Hydro Collection, which is, again, what I've been rocking on the air. This is the Hydro Collection. Great to wear out on the golf course, great to wear to the beach, great to wear around the house, the tailgate, whatever it might be. Great for any and all occasions, especially when it's warm out. But also they've got their Thermal Collection, different levels of warmth that are going to keep you on the go in the winter, which I've never heard of such a thing, but Melon has got it. So again, guys, if you're looking for a hat as tough as you, check out Melon. You will not wear anything else after you get one for yourself. Go to melon.com. That's melin.com. Put it to the test yourself. Again, melon.com, melin.com, and tell them Chris Phillips from SEC Unfiltered sent you. All right, let's keep it moving. At number 8, guys, I've got the Oklahoma Sooners. Boomer Sooner goes to Como and gets a big series sweep. And I had an Oklahoma friend of mine, just tell me, this goes to show what you think of Mizzou, that Oklahoma had 3 run rule victories and did not move up in your power rankings. And he's right. I mean, listen, here's the thing. Great job. It's good for the numbers. I will say, funny enough, Kyson Witherspoon gives up 4 earned runs to OU. Malachi has a great outing. But, yeah, I mean, listen, beating Mizzou just doesn't move the needle for me. It shouldn't really move the needle for anybody. Like, if you want to be crowned after beating Mizzou, I guess that's fine. That's your thing. But, you know, and it's taking nothing away from what Oklahoma did. But, guys, Mizzou was 0-18 in conference. So, ho-hum weekend. Oklahoma takes care of their business. But certainly I was not going to move them up for beating the hapless Tigers. Guys, at number 7, I've got the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia falling in my rankings after getting swept by Vanderbilt over the weekend. I was also at Doug Kingsmore Stadium last night in Clemson, South Carolina. They lose that one getting shut out. So all of a sudden, the Dogs' bats going a bit cold. And, you know, I don't know what it is. They leave Foley Field. They can't feed the trees anywhere else. They can only do so at Foley. Huge home series upcoming this weekend, which actually starts on Thursday against the Oklahoma Sooners, who we just talked about. Georgia's a team right there fighting for a top 8 national seed, but they got to heat up going down the stretch to make that happen. And I think it is super important for Georgia to get a top 8 national seed, because, again, you look, guys, you look at their home splits and their road splits, they are a much, much better team at home. And if you want to get to Omaha first time since 2008, I think that's probably the path Georgia needs to take. So really surprising. Listen, you go on the road and you lose a series at Vandy. You know, I didn't pick it, but it's say, okay, hey, it's the SEC on the road. Vandy's a solid club. To get swept, and also, I mean, Vandy outscores Georgia in game 2. In the other games, Georgia's lineup just gets shut down. And we're talking about one of the best lineups in college baseball. So they're going through a little bit of a slump right now. I think they'll be fine, but had to bump them down a few spots, obviously. Losers of 4 straight at this point. Again, a massive series upcoming this weekend in Athens. At number 6, speaking of the Vanderbilt Commodores, all of a sudden, guys, Vandy is a team competing for a top 8 national seed. How about that? The Vanderbilt Commodores, saw them a few weeks ago, obviously, against Arkansas. They got swept. I mean, you could tell they were a good club, but the question was just always, are they going to hit enough? I was so impressed by the fact that in game 2, they are able to outslug the Georgia Bulldogs. Able to outslug Georgia in that game, 13-7 the final. I mean, just wildly, wildly impressive. Vandy moves up a few spots for me, and all of a sudden, don't let the Vandy boys get hot, although it might be too late. Vanderbilt feeling good after sweeping Georgia. Guys, at number 5, I've got the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas falling a few spots after losing 2 of 3 to the Texas A&M Aggies. This is a team I still say, guys, they might be the most complete team in the conference. Like, really, truly, like, don't have any holes. It really feels like Arkansas does not have any holes, but just faced a team that you notice we haven't talked about yet. They are red hot. You know, Gabe Gackle coming out of the bullpen is really interesting for me. Zach Root, obviously, I love in that game 1 starting rotation spot, but just ran into a buzzsaw, man. I still feel really good about Arkansas. In regards to the chase to win the league, they probably have the second best chance, in my opinion. You just look at record and standings and what have you, and schedule coming down the stretch. But, yeah, took one on the chin over the weekend to the Aggies at Baum Walker. Guys, at number 4, I've got the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee dropping a few spots, but, again, still keeping them in the top 5. Rough weekend against Kentucky. They've kind of cooled off as well. I fully expect Tennessee over the coming weeks to heat up going into the postseason. But, yeah, I mean, Liam Doyle was fantastic. Outside of that, guys, Marcus Phillips with a nice bounce-back start. They got to figure out what's going on Sunday because Tegan Coons is getting hit around. Do we see A.J. Russell at some point slide back into a Sunday starting role? Tennessee pulls out the black jerseys in the midweek to kind of get a spark, and it worked in that game. But, they've cooled off a bit. So Tennessee is still one of the SEC's best, but certainly not playing their best baseball right now. They fall to 4 for me. Now, like I mentioned, guys, this was the hardest week of power rankings to this point. And one of the biggest reasons being because, again, the bottom half beating up on the top half. How do you slot these teams? The most radical move of this week at number 3, I've got the Texas A&M Aggies. Because if these are a true power rankings, Texas A&M is playing baseball in the conference right now. Yes, I had them at 11 last weekend. But I'll tell you this, because I was not ready to buy into A&M at all after they swept South Carolina. Like, ho-hum, no big deal. And then you look back at the Tennessee series, hey, you had one great day and you took those 2 games. It was one day of baseball. Winning 2 of 3 at Arkansas did a lot for me. It really did. I mean, give A&M credit, guys. The return of Caden Sorrell has sparked that group. Jace Lavalette is swinging it like a 1-1, like a number 1 overall pick. The weekend rotation has been solid. I think Ryan Prager could still be better, but they've been very solid. And the bullpen is stepping up. The bullpen is emerging and holding up their end of the bargain. So, I mean, listen, guys, we all know what awaits this weekend, right? We all know what awaits. The big series in Austin, taking on the former skipper and Jim Schlossnagle. The emotions are going to be at an all-time high, but, man, what a statement it would be if A&M went in there and took 2 or 3. But the baseball that A&M is playing right now, as crazy as it feels and as crazy as it sounds, it is some of the best in the SEC, hence why I bumped them up to number 3 in my power rankings. You got to give the Aggies credit. They have come back to life. They are all of a sudden right back in the thick of things when it comes to a postseason race. And, man, this weekend in Austin is going to be pure cinema. Guys, at number 2, I've got the LSU Tigers. It's weird. Again, it was so tough because it's like somebody's got to be number 2. I mean, right now, who would you debate at number 2? I mean, Tennessee just lost 2 or 3 to Kentucky. I wouldn't put A&M there yet. Arkansas loses 2 or 3 to A&M. Who would you put Vandy there? I mean, I think LSU was a top 2 team in the conference. I really do. But, they just got run-ruled in the midweek by Northwestern State. And granted, I'm not going to overreact to that. But I got LSU at 2. I mean, listen, what's so interesting, though, they win 2 of 3 against Bama. That fan base, you can tell, is really, really unsettled. They are very unsettled. Like, you win 2 of 3, but it felt nasty. It didn't feel good the way they won 2 of 3. Then, obviously, you get run ruled in the midweek, and we got the fire Jay Johnson take coming back out from LSU folks, which is crazy, by the way, which is absolutely crazy. This weekend at Alex Box, and, of course, we are going to be there, and I cannot wait for it. This weekend at Alex Box is massive. I mean, both sides, right? Tennessee's not feeling great either. Their fan base is nervous, on edge. I think LSU's fan base has gone from nervous to pissed off, really, truly, which I'd have it no other way. It's going to be a beautifully toxic weekend. But this is an important one. I mean, this is really an important one for both LSU and Tennessee, but especially the Tigers at home. Going to be an electric weekend. The crowds are going to be great. The weather's going to be great. The baseball is going to be great. They need to get this one. LSU badly needs to get this one. Not playing their best of late. You got to bring it this weekend against the Vols, the defending national champs. Jay Johnson versus Tony Vitello. Cade Anderson against Liam Doyle in game 1. It is going to be an electric factory, and I cannot wait for it. And guys, at number 1, this one's pretty easy, right? The Texas Longhorns. I mean, nobody's playing better baseball. I talked about it on the Monday windup. Win anyway. This team is just finding ways to win. You saw it yet again. In the midweek, they're trailing in the 9th. They hit a grand slam. Jalen Flores goes yah-yah, gives them the lead. They find a way at Texas State, who Texas State been a giant killer in the midweek over the years. Find a way to beat them. They are just finding ways to win ball games. 16-2 in conference play. have not obviously lost a series. They are deservingly so. The number one team in my power rankings, the number one team in college baseball. Aggies coming to town. Man, I mean, it is going to be pure chaos, pure madness. The emotion's going to be running high. You wonder how Jim Schlossnagle is going to feel this weekend. No Jared Spencer, though. Going to play a big factor. But, man, cannot wait to watch that one unfold. So, again, guys, my SEC baseball power rankings entering weekend number 7. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How would you power rank the teams of the conference as the 2025 season continues? Guys, that's going to do it all for me. Before we get out of here, I do want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, because as always, we're brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The wait is over. Baseball season's finally here, and you can start the season strong on FanDuel, America's number one sportsbook, because right now, FanDuel is celebrating the return of baseball by giving new customers $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel has so many ways for you to get in on the action, from hits to steals to home runs. They've got a lineup filled with all your favorite bets, or if pitching is more of your thing, FanDuel has a deep bullpen of bets from strikeouts to shutout innings. So when you place your first bet, it can be on almost anything, and if it hits, you'll get $250 in bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today. That's FanDuel.com/SECU. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 and up and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and up and present in D.C. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets. Expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY in New York. Guys, once again, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. Till next time, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we will catch you on the other side.